Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I've posted anything on this channel, and I've already explained in a previous video as to why I've been inactive, but that's because my phone that I record on isn't working. So I'm trying to get a new phone, but it's taking longer than expected. But I do hope that this year I will be able to start posting more frequently, because that is just what I want to do, because I like to post. So this video is just like, it's a new year, so let's just like catch up, let's talk about our resolutions, you know? So I have 12 resolutions, right? I haven't wrote them all down. I've wrote down 10 out of 12, but I've wrote in this journal that I have here. Wow, this is writing. I forgot this was on the back here, but this is my journal, and it was gifted to me for my like 13th, 14th birthday from a friend, and I still use it to this day, and I've used quite a bit of it, like quite a bit. So I wrote down my resolutions in because I just thought of it in the middle of the night and I wanted to talk about them. So my very first resolution is, and I've not said this before, so I might as well say it now. My ethnicity, I am Nigerian. And the tribe of Nigeria that I am in is the Yoruba tribe. So if you're Nigerian, then there's tribes within it. So there's like Hausa, Igbo, and this is like the language that you speak, and your culture differs, because Nigeria wasn't just one big country before, you know, the British took over and stuff like that. But we still have maintained our culture. And so my very first New Year's resolution is to become fluent in Yoruba. Yoruba is my obviously native language, and I understand quite a lot of it because my parents speak it to me, and I can speak quite a bit of it, but I can admit, like, the way I pronounce certain things and just stuff like that is not to the place where I want it to be. And I think this year, if I put in the work, that I can genuinely become fluent, even if I'm not completely fluent. Obviously that's quite an unrealistic goal to achieve within a year, especially when this year is probably going to be very busy for me. But to be able to form a full sentence, hold a conversation in this language would mean the world to me. I also have such a big fear of language dying out, because a lot of people that live in Nigeria actually don't even know the native language, and it's just like scary, because if our parents are the only ones that know the language, when they pass on, who's gonna hold that part of the culture? So I really want to be able to be fluent in Yoruba, pass that down to my children, and so on and so on. My second New Year's resolution is to be more generous and giving. So I actually have a reason for this, obviously, as I will have for all of these resolutions, but this one is quite big for me, because I think that in all my years I've found some really good friendships, and I hate to admit it, but I think my friends spoil me quite a bit. Like, I will ask them for things and it doesn't take much convincing before they eventually get it for me. And I love that, obviously, but honestly, it makes me feel a bit guilty, and sometimes I do feel as though I owe something to them, you know? So this year, I want to just be more generous. Like, I want to see something in the shops and be like, wow, this reminds me of this person, and just buy it for them. I've already done this 3 times so far this year, so I'm off to a good start. I saw some things in a shop that I thought of my friend, and I bought it for her. I bought my sister stuff randomly. She didn't even believe me at first. She was like, you bought this for me? Out of nowhere? I was like, yeah. So not only does it make me feel good, it makes people feel good after receiving something, you know? Number 3 is more religious based. I want to focus and improve more on my religion, and you would call this deen in Islam. So I just want to focus more on becoming more I want to have more religious knowledge. I want to know more about my religion. I want to pray 5 times a day. I want to read my Quran more diligently. Things like that. I want to just be better, because it makes me feel good. And you know, it's really normal to sometimes, you know, be negligent towards your religion or just something that's a constant in your life. You sometimes fall off from it, but I want this year to, you know, be a good one, that I'm like at least somewhat consistent with it. My fourth New Year's resolution is looking and, you know, at school and properly revise. So I've actually not even started yet. I think this is probably the least motivated I've ever been to actually revise, but this week I had a lot of tests. These were like assessments, like for things we've done so far, and I will say, like, it's actually opened my eyes that I need to revise like a lot more. I would say like I revised a good chunk at the very start of year 12, so I'm like still somewhat on track, but especially with biology, it made me realize that I really need to learn, like, I need to learn more exam questions. Like, I just need to practice exam questions at home, because the way that biology, the way the word the questions is, like, it's kind of tricky, that if you don't understand the topic fundamentally, then you will probably miss out on a mark or two, and that's just not something that we want to do for like looking for those B's, the A's, you know, no C's. So next thing is pay back all my debts. Okay, I'm 16, I should probably not have any debts at this age. However, I do owe some people not quite a bit, but in my head it feels like I owe them money. Like, I feel like I owe my dad quite a bit of money, and my sister, and I also do have a friend that has been, like, I've owed them like £15 for like 2 years, and it's insane because it's like I forget for a good chunk of the year, and then when I remember, I pay them back like £3. But this year I actually just want to give them the money, because it's actually ridiculous that I haven't paid them back, and I know for a fact even they have forgotten. So I'll just, you know, give it to them. Like, I'll probably start paying in installments at this point, like £2 per week, just to get over with. My sixth one is be less judgmental when it comes to human anatomy. Okay, this is a really weird perk or quirk, whatever. Yeah, definitely quirk, not a perk. This is a weird quirk that I have, where I just don't like anything that humans really do. Like, I hate burps, I hate farts, I hate when people, like, I just hate things, you know. But when I'm older, I want to become a dentist, so I should probably like be more exposed to stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna probably have a person come in with really bad tonsil stones and the breast stinks. Like, I have to get over that. And I'll probably have someone come in with really bad plaque, and I have to get over that and just do my job. So it's probably the weirdest New Year's resolution you've ever heard of, but for me it's important, because it's ridiculous how much it actually like affects me when people do these things, and I'm just like, ill, and they're like, bro, it's not that deep. I'm just like, you're actually right, it's not that deep, and I need to go over it. My seventh New Year's resolution is to no longer force myself to keep friendships, and this one has already come into action. So I have actually had a friend of mine since like year 8, and recently how can I put this lightly, I just stopped being friends with her. Like, I sent her messages how I feel about our friendship and how I no longer want to be friends with her, and yeah, it's kind of tough because it's honestly sad to lose a friend. But when I feel like a certain friendship might be holding me back, or that a friendship is just doesn't align with me, and it just, you know, if hanging out with a friend puts you in a bad mood or upsets you at any point, then that should really be like a wake-up call that friendship isn't for you. And that's okay, because we were friends in secondary school, but I just kind of realized that we just grew out of each other, or our personalities never really aligned in the first place. But the reason that she was even like my friend was because she was just brought into my friend group, and me realizing that, and honestly having the maturity enough to just speak to her about it and just putting a peaceful end to the friendship was definitely good for both of us. And I do wish her well, and I hope she does find people like her and that she's happy for the rest of her life. But yeah, this is a really important one for me. Don't force myself to keep friendships. If I'm not feeling a friend, if a friendship feels like it's not really good for me, then I shouldn't have to feel like I have to keep a friendship for some reason. Like, I need to be okay with ending friendships, because generally this year is a year of growth for me, and I think 2025 shaped me more than any other year. So my 8th New Year's resolution is start working out and pay more attention to my diet. So this is really important because diabetes runs in my family. Like,
my sister has it, my mum is pre-diabetic, a lot of my cousins have it. It just runs in our family.
It runs in our blood. So the fact that I'm probably really prone to, like, well, not really prone, but the fact that it's in my bloodline, it's in family history, means that I'm more at risk of developing some sort of disease around that. So I don't want to keep feeding myself like overly sugary foods and stuff like that. I want to pay more attention to the meals I have, maybe like get into cooking and stuff like that. And I want to start working out because I feel like that would just be better for like mental health and stuff like that. You know, just going out for a run every now and then, actually just working out. Yeah, I think it would just be something to do. I could just even do it at home, really, but it would just make me feel better, you know. My ninth New Year's resolution is to get employed and get work experience. So I really want a job. I've been applying for jobs since last year's summer. Even before that summer, I've been applying for jobs. So even before I was 16, I was applying for jobs. And yes, if you're 15, you're probably less likely to get a job. However, I was still applying. And I'm still applying to this day, and I still have yet to get a job. My sister actually did some volunteering before she got her first job, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do that as well. I've signed up for my first ever work experience, which is dentistry based, so it's not really gonna especially help me get a retail job, but it's still something for personal statement, CV, later on in life. However, I want to maybe do some volunteering at a charity shop just to gain that retail experience and, you know, just to do it, you know. My 10th New Year's resolution is to figure out what I want for the rest of my life. It's crazy that a 16-year-old is saying that, but to summarize it, really, I just want to figure out what I want to do in university. So I was set on dentistry for a really long time, and honestly that is still what I want to do the most. However, I kind of just had like a little bit of a life crisis because I was just like, am I actually doing biology right now because I enjoy it, or because my parents have been telling me my whole life that biology is the way to go? So I'm literally stuck right now. There's not much I can really do. It's not like I can change my courses because that's no longer an option. So, you know, I do actually like biology, but it's also a thing of like, do I actually want to be doing this for the rest of my life? So I do politics as well. That's the only humanity I do. So if I was to do something other than dentistry, would it be like more politics based? Not that I want to be a journalist or anything. I don't want to be an MP. So it's just like a bit of a sticky situation for me right now because I just need to think more about what I want for my future. And it's definitely very nerve-wracking. It's definitely like, oh my god, my life is over. Oh my god, I'm running out of time. But I am taking it one step at a time. I feel like sometimes my family puts a bit of pressure on me. However, I just like tune them out and do my own thing because that's really important. Like at this stage of life, like I think this is probably the hardest stage of life obviously to come yet. There'll probably be harder stages, but like in general, this is probably one of the hardest. Because you just have to figure out what you want for yourself. So that's all 10 of them that I wrote down. If I remember the other two, which I probably won't in this time frame, let me just think for a bit. I don't know. I don't remember them, but if you guys have any New Year's resolutions that you want to share, feel free to. I really like to hear what everyone wants to do for this new year, and I think because I'm actually 16 and I'm starting to get a bit of a taste of the adulthood that's coming for me in the future, I'm actually taking these resolutions seriously. So, you know, just a bit of a catch up. I don't know if anyone realized my nose piercing has shrunk 2 times, because one day I woke up and my nose piercing had fallen out, and I ended up having to go back to the shop and they replaced it for free for me. But now she's very tiny and itty bitty, and honestly I do prefer a bigger one on me because I've got a big nose. Not like a humongous nose, as you can see, but like a bigger nose, and I feel like a bigger stud would complement that more. So, and I do want to get some nose rings as well, and I'm also going to try experiment with like a fake eyebrow piercing, just because I want to see what it looks like on me. But that is everything, guys, for now, and I hope that I will be able to post again soon, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was very much to just sit down and talk, see what I'm doing. Kind of boring, but if you watched it all the way to the end, I hope you liked it. So yeah. Okay everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.